It's Hey everybody, it's your girl PJamma from PJamma Lyfe, and we are super excited today to bring you the Mandalorian season finale. So I got my two buddies with me. Go ahead and say hey to the people, Patrick.
Hey everybody.
Go ahead, Dave.
Hello, ho, ho, everyone. Welcome to this wonderful show.
So today, I don't know about you, but I died twice and came back to life with this episode. I just couldn't contain my excitement. And so today is the season finale of The Mandalorian, and baby, it did not disappoint at all.
No.
And so why don't we take a look at some highlights of the episode. Number 16, The Rescue.
You have something I want.
Moff Gideon, you have something I want. Soon, he will be back with me.
You are not a Mandalorian.
Never said I was.
We will help you. In exchange, we will keep that ship to retake Mandalore.
But I think we all know, after a valiant stand, everyone in this room will be dead. But me and the child.
Ah! Now, I don't want us to reveal the big spoiler, but we're going to try and talk about the episode, but not give away too many spoilers.
All right.
Just to help the people out there, because I want them to have the same experience we did. So, let's chop it up. Who wants to begin?
You go first this time, David.
Okay.
All right. Avoiding the key spoilers. That's going to be very hard. This was fantastic. Just so excited about all these pieces coming together.
Yeah.
And I think we've talked about how they're dipping into other pieces of the franchise. So, the Dark Forces, that was a Kyle Katarn and a video game there from the late 90s. So we see this new enhanced Dark Trooper. Moff Gideon is his most villainous, evil self. Katie Sackhoff really bringing to life Bo-Katan. This was pure entertainment. What a great finale. I was blown away. I just thought it was fantastic.
Mind blown.
It was. Yeah, you were absolutely right. It was so nice to see them bring in pieces from all the other pieces of the Star Wars universe. Without giving away spoilers, they redeemed one of my favorite characters. They did a lot of stuff. I mean, it was like I said, it was gorgeous. The fight sequences were spot on.
Yes. Peyton Reed was the director. Phenomenal.
Oh yeah, I mean, everybody turning great performances. It was, you got to see Boba Fett being badass again.
Yeah.
The gaffer stick. He was going around blasting crap with his spaceship. That was awesome. I mean, great aerial fight sequences. Great interior, the ship fight sequences. It was as good as anything you would have seen during like Rebels or Clone Wars, which I really loved, but with live action. So it was really good, super good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought that this could have been on the big screen, and it would have played exactly the same on the big screen, because Jon Favreau, baby. Woo! He laid that script to the bone. That script was just incredible. I mean, all the intricate layers he put in there and how he was able to weave all the whole storylines from last season, this season, and the other universe of the Star Wars series. So, I mean, that takes a phenomenal talent and something that I think Star Wars hasn't been able to do before is kind of weave those threads in the way they did, the way Jon Favreau was able to do in this one episode, you know. And can you imagine having to, you know, piece out that whole thing? But that's why he is who he is. And that's why he's executive producing this. So hats off to him.
He gets it. That's those three
fan.
words. And I mean, this is what people who really love Star Wars, and we all have different parts that we love. But when you see someone who understands that from the fan's perspective with the talent of a skilled, you know, movie maker, this is what you get, because it was like big screen. They have, you know, we don't know the money budget, but the level of effort, the dialogue, everything that you would have thought you would want in a big picture, they put into the show every week.
Yeah. And this week especially, I thought that the level of craftsmanship, because everything fit. There wasn't something, although one little line, I mean, one kind of thing. Now, this is what I want to ask, since I haven't, like a lot of people haven't looked at Clone Wars and Rebels and, you know, some of those offshoot series. Talk about the Darksaber legend, because this is a big part of what happened. Talk about what that Darksaber legend is, because that will help for those of us who didn't have a chance to look at the other shows to understand a piece of what happened.
I've seen some good analogies online that I thought, for people that are not big Star Wars fans, lots of people are big Harry Potter fans, and the Darksaber is the Elder Wand. It's totally the Elder Wand. If you take it in through battle, it's yours. Just like you took the Elder Wand by defeating the wizard who had it, you were now the master of the wand. This is the same kind of analogy that they're working with the Darksaber. It's if you defeat the leader of the Mandalorians who has the Darksaber, you are now obviously worthy to be the leader of the Mandalorian. So it's really good what they did with it. I mean, they brought in a piece of started in Clone Wars, finished through Rebels. You saw this talisman being used a lot, and you see it as a symbol of power and rulership. And you go through there, and it was a smart move on Favreau and Filoni's parts to bring this piece in. The story about a Mandalorian, and this is very central to the Mandalore story. So it was great, and it's super awesome. The Darksaber was cool as hell. I'm not gonna lie.
And did the so you can't just give it to somebody in their culture. You have to win it through battle. But do you have to kill the person?
No.
And take it?
Nope.
So that's that part I was kind of like, so
just like the Elder Wand.
I don't want to spoil it, but okay, this is a spoiler. So the Darksaber may change hands, but it's complicated in how it may change hands in this episode. So I was confused because I was like, well, just give it to her. And that's I thought, here's what I thought. Remember in the first season when Cara Dune and the dude were in the bar and they were arm wrestling, and then she won and then she got the money or whatever? I was like, well, you could just arm wrestle for it. That's a battle, and then that's that.
Round of Pictionary, Euchre. There are lots of ways that we could have handled this.
You
Yeah,
know,
there's-
1,
yeah,
2,
you
3,
any
you
of the
know,
Bill and
rock,
Ted
paper,
death scenes.
scissors. It's always blood and guts with you men. So,
Well, no.
Well, Bo-Katan's a woman now. That's
oh
her,
well,
she-
you know. Okay.
You could have done any of the Bill and Ted versus death scenes. Would have been fine. Scrabble. Mary.
Oh man, wow.
Yeah, don't forget that Bill and Ted too. That's right.
Or he could have been, oh, death. I mean,
That's a good blast from the past here.
yeah. But now when I was kind of like, okay, so where does that leave Mando for the season? I don't know. Next, what's up next? And the oh, here's another question. The Doctor, what is his deal? Is he a New Republic double agent? Is he with the Empire?
Yeah.
Or is he don't care about nothing. He just want to do the science kind of person.
Well, he's wearing that uniform. And so, and of course, Operation Paperclip, we picked up, and the United States picked up a lot of Nazis after the end of World War II and brought them over on our side to fight the communists, in part because they were part of the Nazi party, but they weren't, or at least we turned a blind eye to how committed they were to it. The Doctor, he's got a logo on his jacket. If you remember, it's a clone logo. So it's kind of reference. You saw that same logo on Camino with them.
Mm-hmm.
I see him. He's part of the Empire, but he's not like a devout believer. I think that was pretty evident. He's probably more of a lover than a fighter. Certainly not devout compared to. We saw one example of a very devout Imperial loyalist.
And the other guy, that scene was hilarious and true.
He's like, I'm not.
He was like, I'm not with that guy. Let's talk about a track. And so I thought, that to me made all the sense in the world because, they don't get treated well anyway. At any moment, they can get choked out by a Sith. So why?
Hey, job, guys. Monday through Friday, man. You do this stuff on Saturday, man. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I'm
Definitely
not willing to die for the Empire.
Yeah. I love the dialogue in that scene. We talk about that, there's one of the things about how Favreau and Filoni get it. The exchange between that one devout Imperial and Cara Dune, without going into the specifics, that little conversation really just kind of encapsulated the level of maturity that those of us who, as we've gotten older, we started as kids and we thought about those kind of things. And there's that kind of exchange that it makes sense to those of us who remember those movies from days gone by. Really powerful stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought, okay. And when he was talking, I was like, dude, I think you just went on a suicide mission right there to say some crap like that. You just messed up.
Yep.
But that was his fault. That's, jerks. The Empire is full of jerks. And they get what they get. So sucks to be you, bro. But who didn't suck was Grogu. We got to see baby Grogu again, which I was super excited about. And really glad to see the interaction he had with the Mandalorian again. I thought that was just so powerful. And I was screaming at the screen that fix your face, man. Fix your face. You bet not. Don't you do what you trying not to do. It better not happen. And well, I'm just gonna say He almost cried. The Mandalorian had tears all in his face. And it was just so powerful, as any of the movie scenes that brought forth all of that emotion.
Yeah.
I just thought Pedro Pascal,
He did
it
great.
was just amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. But what did you all think? Because I was trying to calculate how many times he gonna take off his mask.
Well, let's see. That's three.
A lot of FaceTime the past.
It was
couple
3, right? I counted 3
three
this
so,
season.
Last year, end of last season.
with IG-88. There,
Right.
Yeah.
So there was that, that semantics
really
there, because
that didn't really count. It was a robot.
right. And then we weren't really there, those of us who saw it. That, and then obviously last week when he had, and when he took it off to get into the base there with Mayfield.
Yeah.
And then last night. I don't know of any other times that we've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was a lot for to never take it off. But at least he's never been forced to take it off. So I guess that's the more important thing.
All the human interactions with him taking his face off came after he was exposed to the other Mandalorians who basically told him, hey, dude, you're in a cult, man, Oh, you're one of those people that don't take their mask off ever. We've heard about them. Yeah, they're weirdos. So that they, they're like, oh, and so now he's like going, oh, these other mainstream Mandalorians seem to be okay with taking their mask off.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I can take my helmet off once in a while.
Right.
So maybe that's part of the change you see in him.
And the higher purpose of Grogu. I mean, that also here, he's really changed. He started off, it's money for hire. I can bring in cold. I can bring in warm. I hate droids.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on my own. And, he and Grogu, I mean, they're family now.
Yeah.
And that superseded
Yeah.
the oath. That became the way.
Yeah.
The love of someone else became the way.
That's what the Mandalore leader told him was, this is your child. You are his father.
Right.
And so, he was kind of like, nah, I'm just trying to get this paycheck and get on. But eventually he did become his father. That was his child. As what happened with anybody, unless you're some kind of psychopath or sociopath. If you are protecting and caring for and feeding and taking care of a child for months and months and months and months on end, you're going to grow that kind of attachment. Yeah. So it made all the sense in the world what happened. So it, I so want to give a spoiler. But was there anything that you had a more critical kind of eye to in the episode where you were like, I don't know about that?
One thing for me, and it was something actually that Patrick really made a great point of last week when we all got together, is I get it that the stormtroopers are going to be fodder, that they're going to get killed off. But I thought they killed him off way too easy in this. I mean, they mowed him down left and right. I wish that Bo-Katan had a few of the equivalent of the red shirts, those great security guards from Star Trek. It's like, man, we hardly knew
guard. Yes.
Maybe like I have a little moment in the scene where it's like, I can't wait to get home to my wife on NSETI 6, and then he's blown apart. Right. We needed a few more Mandos to die to give the stormtroopers a little bit more credibility here, I think. Yeah. That was a weakness for me with that, to be very honest. That was the only real big thing. I did have a scene. I thought this was fun, but at first there were some moments there during the planning. I thought, man, this isn't Star Wars. This is Charlie's Angels. Dun-dun-dun. You got all these, and I mean, and you know what? I don't care. I think these are wonderful characters, wonderful actors, but I thought it was kind of interesting here because there's been such a conversation in the Star Wars community about a push for certain visions where, we really had to like push gender in certain things. And you know what? You had 3 incredibly strong women, 3 incredibly tough, wonderful actresses. I didn't care. It all worked. but I did
Right.
think it was kind of interesting to have such a female centric commando squad with the Mandalorian.
It,
So-
did,
Yeah.
it didn't feel forced at all.
It
was,
didn't.
That
Right.
was the nicest thing about it, because I really felt
Right.
forced through parts of the movies when they were, where you see a lot of, and I would say, and Pam will disagree with me, justified criticism about some of these movies, where she loves the movie and I don't love it that much, but it was just that again, and it was just there was it just felt very organic because they had taken time to build up this mythos around the Mandalorians.
Right.
Get it. And and Cara Dune being the shock trooper of the rebels. She's
Yep.
badass in her own. So you get that, and it's like, we're gonna put someone in here because we need to check a box or something. And it felt sometimes in some of the movies it felt like there was checking a box or whatever. And it didn't feel organic. They didn't spend the time on the character development that you saw to show that these Mandalorians, they're legit. They're owning it. They earned every bit of this badassery that they got.
Yep. They were.
Yeah. And what's her name? Sasha. Well, her real name is Sasha something. But the other Mandalore, her lieutenant, she and Boba Fett's fight. Now, that was a fight. Because when he threw her against that table and the table broke and she hopped up and still like she just kind of shook it off like it was nothing. And I was like, okay, this is why she's a wrestler, because she did a couple of those jump onto the wall and
jetpack thing was a cool maneuver. And
then did like the flip move, and I was like, yes, pro wrestler. I love that part. And for me as a woman, I appreciate seeing strong women who are just kick-ass strong women. Not trying to, in a lot of movies, they try to have the badassery come out when there's a child. So they force this baby or this child on a woman, and then her protective instincts come into play, blah, blah, blah. But this one was, no, we're fighters. We're straight up soldiers, or we're straight up an elite squad of women who fight. I mean, fighters, I should turn that around. Fighters who happen to be women and then go out and defend themselves and their home world. I love that message of, and it's not a forced feminine empowerment. It's just matter of fact. As if you watch a lot of Asian cinema like I have, there's no question of the women being able to fight just as strong as the men and being just as lethal as the men. I think it's kind of a Western thing of, oh, the woman is so fragile and she's, oh my gosh, somebody, we need a big strong man to come in and protect her. But no, not in other countries.
That was a wonderful damsel voice, by the way, Pam. Wonderful damsel voice.
Oh, well, thank you.
I can see you now on the train tracks with the train and the, like Mary Pickford with a train coming at you.
Oh, Dastardly, please let me go. So I think I just think that was very encouraging and has a really great message and going forward. And then I think we could talk about the final scene in the credits, which you have to stay and watch the credits, people. Don't turn it off early.
Think Marvel movies. Remember, everybody was through all the Marvel movies, all the credits, which I think kudos to Jon Favreau for at least making people sit through the credits, because nobody knows who the second best grip or whatever was on this set and stuff, because everybody get up after the thing gets done and they get out. But then you get into the Marvel movies, and now I sit through the whole credits every time. I don't want to miss the something, and there is a something at the end of this one.
Yeah, and I think the something at the end is, I'm not sure what to think. I'm
Oh,
not
no.
sure of the
Solid.
person's role now. If they
Solid.
are a villain,
Well,
or
you can be,
if they
Well, he-
you
are
can be an anti-hero.
a hero. And it kind of gave me Sith vibes too. Not it, but there's always two. And
Yeah.
so that's I was like,
I think that's a bit of a coincidence. I mean, you never know, but I would say villain without. I hate that we're dancing around. We haven't danced around anything before, but now we are. It's killing me. But
okay,
people will love this.
We'll spoil this part.
Okay.
We'll spoil this part.
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay, this part, not the other. So
Okay.
That's a
this
great play on
part,
words.
not the other. Okay, so
A final credit spoiler, no other spoiler. Gotcha.
Okay.
yes. Okay. So at the end, you see what was his name?
Bib Fortuna.
Yes.
Very,
Yeah,
very good.
Bib Fortuna, which, those of us who remember the original, well, I guess everybody can see the original. I'm trying to figure out, okay, before we tell, how the hell did he get off that ship in Return of the Jedi?
I don't think he was on the barge.
He wasn't. I don't think he was.
On the barge?
I don't think he was on the barge. I'll have to rewatch it. And then
I could have sworn he was on the barge.
Don't think he is.
But, Boba Fett got resurrected, so. But the, so Boba Fett and Finnick roll up on dude and straight up murder him. And
kick his
then
ass
you see
off,
Boba Fett take the throne. And Finnick casually goes against a blue bottle of, I guess, it looked like something out of Star Trek, though, for real.
Yeah,
but it looked like hypnotic wine. Yeah. And sits next to him, and now it looks like they have taken over. And then the end screen says the Book of Boba Fett, and coming Christmas or December 2021. So we gotta wait a whole damn year to know what this story is.
Kind of good stuff in between. Don't worry, we'll be good.
Yeah,
plenty of stuff. But that's something to look forward to. And a season 3, hopefully, of the Mandalorian. Also similar time frame. Because if they start doing this right, like what I think they did with Clone Wars and some of these other things, they're gonna get a couple of series running concurrently that they can. This is what comic books have been doing for years, where they will run a storyline that will take in 7 or 8 different titles and tie them into one big storyline. You saw it with Infinity Wars, like when you saw just got out of it with all the Marvel, the MCU, phase 1, 2, and 3. So they do right. It's gonna be awesome. Jon Favreau, Disney probably can't pay him enough. That's all I got to say about all that. He saved both of those franchises. Nothing but printing presses making money for him.
Yeah. David?
Yeah. Well, Favreau really is the brightest spot, in the Disney decision to when they've purchased Star Wars. And now you can kind of see some things with what we saw with the end of this season of The Mandalorian, the Book of Boba, the big Disney press release just a week ago about all these shows. You can kind of see how they could kind of fit together into this in this continuing growing story. And don't forget about the last thing we heard Ahsoka say almost was one of the last things she said, where is Grand Admiral Thrawn? We're going to see an Ahsoka show, and that's clearly going to be the crux there. We didn't see that villain in this show. Yeah. But clearly we're going to see someone at some point be a Grand Admiral Thrawn in the Rosario Dawson show. And that's also going to be a lot of fun for folks who care about Star Wars. Yeah.
And I think that with the along those lines, the Kenobi show, I'm just calling it Kenobi. That one is, they already said Darth Vader is going to be in that one. And so that will all probably fit within, because I think that's along the same timeline too. as the Mandalorian. I think they're all kind of in this similar time
That
frame.
would be before.
It would
That
have
would be
before,
before
yeah.
A New Hope and Rogue One, I would think.
It's going to be in the in-between times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would have to be, really.
I guess so. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
I mean, they
But
could do a live action Clone Wars, but it does seem
Oh
like
my
it's going to
God.
be during Kenobi's exile time.
yeah, I think that might be too expensive right now. I mean, the Mouse House has got a ton of money from 86.4 million subscribers just in the past year. But I think with the quality of shows like this and the other things they've had this year, like Beyonce's video, Black is King, and what were some of the other ones they
Hamilton.
had?
Don't forget Hamilton.
Hamilton, which was
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
So if they just are dominating right now. And so that to me just says that with that partnership of Marvel and Disney was the right partnership, because Marvel needed the base that they had, and Disney needed those properties. And I think now with this episode alone, I feel like it was all worth it, because you got the best of both in this. But there was some sad news this week and this year. If we're going to talk about Star Wars, and this is kind of our end of the year wrap up with Star Wars, just passed away. The original Boba Fett just passed away this week, and he was the character in the original trilogy movies. And I forget, I didn't capture his name.
Jeremy Bulloch.
And he was just phenomenal. And so now, if there's that picture going around, so we've lost him, we've lost Peter Mayhew, we've lost Kenny Daniels, we've lost Carrie Fisher, we've lost Alec Guinness,
Dave Prowse,
David Prowse. We lost David Prowse, and not all in this year, but two in this year, I think. Yeah,
Dave Prowse and Jeremy Bulloch.
And Jeremy. So it's just sad too. That is so sad. I mean, I guess, those guys were in their 70s. It's still young to me now.
Well, young to them too.
Yeah,
I mean, barring health, that's still pretty young for a lot of folks if you get around.
Yeah.
You're really down to like 4 of the originals that are really left. You got Anthony Daniels, who played C-3PO. He's still alive. You got Mark Hamill, and you got Harrison Ford, and you also got Billy D. Williams.
Yeah. Billy D. Williams, yep.
That's about it, really.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. So
when you go to some of the minor characters, the gentleman that played Wedge Antilles, who had a little walk-on role in the Rise of Skywalker. You saw him in the last battle.
Yes.
Is Ian McGregor's uncle, after all.
Yes.
That's right. He is. So
and who? I'm sorry, Pat. Who is he?
Ewan McGregor's uncle. The guy
Get
who played
out of here.
Nope.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Wedge Antilles.
And I love that. Was a highlight for me. I just cheered and jumped up and down when I saw that he was in the Rise of Skywalker. That just was so exciting to see him in there, and it made sense. That part made sense to me, and so I just pray for their families, and it's just such a loss to the Star Wars community. And we just need, it's so good that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni and this new generation of writers and directors are taking on the mantle and bringing in new people who the young people will now can follow these young younger actors for as long, like we follow the original character.
Yeah.
So that is really great. That part makes me sad. But overall, what is your assessment of the season 2 of The Mandalorian?
Well, out of 8 episodes.
8 episodes.
8
Your
episodes.
favorite and your least favorite?
Oh, my favorite one was the Jedi. With oh yeah, God, that was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Worst one was the one with I can't remember the name of it. Was with the fish, the eating eggs scene where everybody lost their damn minds. I bet Baby Yoda eating the eggs of that woman.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That was a throwaway episode. I mean, it was a filler episode at best. I don't know if there's going to be something that's going to come. I mean, you know, they got.
you never know.
Can imagine them throw away a whole episode for a dead end. And then I can see them doing it with the one with Timothy Oliphant, because that was a great story in one episode. It was just it was a filler episode, but it was a good contained story. Had a great beginning, a great end, good conflict. But that one was just kind of okay. It seemed like a throwaway episode to me. That was the one I thought was the weakest.
Oh.
Okay, David.
Well, for me, the best was last. Without giving anything away, I stood up in front of my TV and I cheered, I clapped, and I held back a tear. I'm not going to say
I'm glad you
was,
said it, because I was like this. Oh.
This is what I've been waiting for since 1983.
Yeah.
And I loved it. So that one, far and away, that episode. I don't have a least favorite. I think they were all fantastic. Every week I was excited. Friday, at some point in a Friday morning, I'm going to watch it before work or on a flex day. But I made a point to see it. Didn't do the 3 a.m. thing. I know some people did on the East Coast. Didn't do that. I didn't have a least favorite. It was just the best. It was the best thing to do in this stressful, troubling time that we're all, this is a shining light. Every episode was a blessing.
Yeah. And for me, you're right, Patrick, the ice spiders episode. Ugh. I didn't like that.
It just
no, just don't even. It still freaks me the F out. And so I didn't like that episode. But it did have connect something to later. So I did appreciate it, but I didn't like it. And just because my thing was spiders, I just didn't like it. But tonight's episode or yesterday's release, yeah, that was my favorite. And that might be one of my favorite Star Wars films of the whole shebang bang. It's up there in the top 5 now. It's definitely up there in the top 5. So that's why people out there, people, let me get closer. Watch this episode. The spoilers that we made sure we didn't say are more than worth it.
Yeah.
To begin the episode. And if you're binging, start from the first season and binge the whole 16 episodes. And you will not be disappointed. Be disappointed at all. Oh, it looks like oh no. We have a new person joining us, Brandon Lau, and hi Brandon. Woo, thanks for showing up. And our buddy Dwayne, he's always here. He's great. And I just thought that if you're going to really take it all in and you haven't been following, start at the beginning and go to the end.
Yeah.
And it'll blow your mind. It'll completely just might have been a hint too. But but the people at Marvel, the people at Disney Plus, the people at Lucasfilm, Star Wars, thank you for a really fantastic season. And another gold star goes to Jon Favreau and the whole team of The Mandalorian. It's just special, unique, and we just need it right now. That episode, we needed that.
Yeah, we did. We did.
We needed it. So that is going to do it. This one is a little bit longer than most, but next week, baby, we have got, after Christmas, is the release of Wonder Woman 1984. And so come back, because we will be reviewing Wonder Woman 1984, and super excited. It's been, what, a year and a half that they've been talking about it?
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
So the hype is super high. I have high expectations of Gal Gadot and Patty Jenkins, and our buddy Pedro Pascal is going to be in this one. So, yes. So definitely come back next week, and you'll eat your leftovers. You done already opened your presents. Come on and join us and talk about more movies and fun. So that's it for this week. And Patrick, give them some words to let us go.
If you haven't watched it, you best be watching. I'll tell you what, best thing on TV right now. Ain't lying.
And you better watch it like today or tomorrow, because the spoilers, they're gonna spoil it for you.
Yeah, you'll hear
it.
Watch.
David, what you want to leave them with?
I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy Life Day as we're going out all the holiday
Happy
season.
Life Day.
Be safe, everybody. Be safe.
And same for me. Have a happy holidays and be safe. Take care of yourself and love each other. That's really what the season is all about. Sharing love and concern and care for one another. And so we'll be back. Our PJamma Lyfe is still doing our 12 days of holiday movies until Christmas. So we have one released right now. Let's Meet Again on Christmas Eve. It's coming out today. And Sunday, we are reviewing Jingle Jangle on Netflix. So it'll be alive with the fellas. And so come back on Sunday, and we're reviewing a really interesting movie on Netflix, Jingle Jangle. So take care. We'll see you tomorrow for Jingle Jangle. I know you can't get enough of us. So have a good evening. Take care. Bye.
See you now.
So long, everybody.